What's up, Facebook? We are not on Twitch right now because we're having some Wi-Fi difficulty, so this may also drop in and out as well. But let's just start the show. Live from Los Angeles, this is Dre's Geek Philosophy, the Tuesday edition? Question mark? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We're coming to you on a Tuesday. We moved the show for 1 week only because last night, executive producer Sam Zia took his awesome super stepdaughter Lily to WWE Monday Night Raw, and I went along too. And friend of the show Lamar Harris also went along too. We went and we watched WWE Monday Night Raw, and ironically, Sam, that was the first time I've ever been to a Monday Night Raw show. I've been to WWE pay-per-views before. I've been to WrestleMania 21. I was at SummerSlam 2010. I was at Hell in a Cell 15. But this is the first time I've actually watched a television taping, so to speak. So it was actually a rather new experience for me. And obviously, this is probably the first TV taping that you have been to, my friend.
Yeah, first WWE event I've ever been to. I've always been a fan of it. I always wanted to go and stuff. I just never did. And once I got Lily interested in the whole thing, it made it a lot easier to want to go.
Yeah, that's right. Lily's a big fan of Bayley.
But what's the difference between the TV tapings like Monday Night Raw and events like SummerSlam or WrestleMania?
Well, there's a lot less of the downtime that we were having because we had a lot of downtime because there were a lot of commercials that had to be played. Like when you're watching the pay-per-view. The only downtime is them showing you the vignettes between the matches, and they actually will show them to you on the Big Titantron while everyone was watching it. And yes, Joseph on Facebook Live, yes, the ball skit was horrible. Yeah,
I liked it. It was awkward as all hell.
You're a big fan of balls.
Yes, I am. I am a ball fan.
He's a fan of the balls.
Really, you got to look at everybody doesn't like LeVar Ball because you're looking at him. Oh, this guy is a terrible father and everything, and it's not about, right now, his parenting skills.
It's about his marketing skills.
Yeah, throughout the first 19 years of Lonzo's life and all the other kids in the family, if you've seen how he takes care of the family, he's not a bad father at all. The thing is, he put on his Don King, Bobby the Brain Heenan hat.
Indeed he did.
And it doesn't matter if it's bad publicity. At this point, it's all publicity is good publicity for this family. When he's trying to build a brand the way he is, yeah, I got to give the guy credit. Even though he's irritating as all hell, it's the same feeling I got about watching Bobby the Brain Heenan back in the day. I wanted to slap the hell out of him.
He is playing the heel, and he obviously, I think he's going to be, I think I'm going to agree with you on that point. I think he's going to draw a lot of the negativity away from Lonzo, and he's drawing it upon himself.
Yeah. And did you see Lonzo and LaMelo's reaction to him taking off his shirt and freaking out?
Oh, that was funny. They
were dying.
They were losing it.
They are. It's not even secretly laughing behind his back. They are laughing in his face when he does this stuff. It makes them, in my eyes, a lot more appealing. It makes them seem more approachable, more human. They're like, look at this crazy asshole.
Show contributor Irv Danupatampa chiming in with the $200 flip-flops. I'm assuming those were the flip-flops that Lonzo was wearing. Because after we got home from Monday Night Raw, I went home and my roommate was watching it, and I got home just in time to see the ball segment. Because I really wanted to make sure I heard what I thought I heard. Because when we were there live, the live, that's another big thing about the live experience. We could not clearly hear what they were saying on the microphones. It was not, well, The Miz was pretty clear, but Lamar was kind of just yelling into his mic like a crazy person, like you said, being the heel, drawing all the heat, so to speak, in wrestle speak, drawing all the negative attention to himself. He is being the heel manager. He is the, I'm going to have to completely 100% agree with your analogy. He is being the Bobby Heenan. He is sucking up all the heat for Lonzo.
Yeah.
But we could not hear them clearly. But what I thought I heard, and I turned to Lamar, and Lamar wasn't quite sure. He didn't think he heard it.
Did we just hear that?
Because I'm pretty sure that while we were there, I couldn't tell who said it because freaking LeVar Ball was running around with his freaking shirt off.
Doing some Tai Chi stuff.
He thought he was Bruce Leroy doing some Enter the Dragon or something.
It was awesome.
He was running around, and at some point, you hear the N-word dropped twice.
Yeah.
And if you were watching it on the East Coast feed of Raw, my East Coast feed of Raw on my DirecTV, it recorded it, and you could clearly hear it. So when I got back home, I was watching the segment. My roommate was like, please don't spoil anything. I'm like, oh. I'm not spoiling this for you. You should be paying attention. This is going to be a train wreck of epic proportions.
You know, it's a big moment when it transcends WWE and makes it to CNN, Sports Center, to every other major network. It was on every sports report
and
in the country.
I feel that was the goal for both sides. That was the goal for both Vince McMahon and LeVar Ball. They were trying to, pop off, get more eyes on, more attention onto both the big Balla brand and the WWE.
Yeah.
And apparently, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Even though I read reports this morning that Vince McMahon and then his the head of television, this guy Kevin Dunn, they were both quite livid when LaMelo decided to drop a couple N-words.
And we have to specify who did it. It was not LeVar Ball.
No, it was
not
LeVar.
Lonzo Ball.
No.
It was LaMelo.
It was the younger 15-year-old brother. That was why I went home and I was watching it and I was trying to pay attention. I'm like, I wanted to see who said it because on the way home I was thinking, did Lonzo say it? Oh my God, nope. He was the smart one there. All he did was sit there and laugh, and he was thankful to be introduced as a Laker for the first time in Staples Center.
We know this ball has the brains.
He's the ball with the brains. Oh my gosh. Well, it was LaMelo. Like, get that N-word. Get that N-word some. I was like, wow. Because my again, show contributor, Irv Damputampa, he was texting me this morning, and he was asking because the audio was very weird, and then he went back and he checked online, and he saw, yes, it was totally insane.
And seriously, my favorite part was Dean Ambrose coming out wearing the Big Baller brand on his shirt.
Dean Ambrose rocking the shirt.
And it was like, I can't understand a single thing you just said, man, but I like free shirts.
And this is great. And I love the commentary when I got home. Was like, really? When Dean Ambrose is the voice of reason, something has gone wrong. So from that aspect, it was pretty entertaining. The show itself, we had a lot of fun. We were screaming. We got what we wanted at the very end of the show when Kurt Angle came out and we got to chant "You suck" directly at him. That was literally something I wanted so bad.
Yeah.
And I was afraid that Kurt was not going to come out. He was going to stay in the back, but he did come out, and we got to yell "You suck" directly at him. You got to tell Sheamus that he should kill his barber.
That was good. Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed. You guys, I think you were too busy yelling "You suck," but during one of the "You sucks," I yelled out "Fupa."
Oh my God! Because that's something else we were yelling when Nia Jax was hitting the other females with her fupa.
By the way,
and if you don't know what fupa is, go to Urban Dictionary, type in FUPA, and you're welcome.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
Dave Magdaleno, one of our good friends here.
Good friend, Dave Magdaleno.
Was telling me and showing me pictures of what Nia Jax looked like. She wasn't always big. She was fit back in the day.
She was fit. She was not like most girls.
Yeah, and she ended up getting into a car accident with The Rock's mom. And that led to her putting on the weight that she did. Now she's a bruiser. She's a tank.
She is a brick shithouse, my friend. She is not someone to trifle with. She knock us the fuck out.
Yeah.
But, of course, my favorite part of our trip last night, and I feel like it was the most important part of our trip to see WWE Monday Night Raw, was Lily's reaction to everything. She was freaking losing it.
Yeah.
And anytime, because I don't know if you weren't there when they showed Sasha Banks, because they had the big 6-woman match where they had to each select their position in the match.
Yeah, I was getting her merchandise and nachos.
Getting her nachos, man. And they showed Sasha pick the number, and then Lily had moved next to me, and she's like, "Oh my God, she's my favorite too." I'm like, "Oh, you like Sasha too? Awesome!"
Yeah.
And we're just losing our minds, "Oh, look at Sasha! Oh, look, it's Bayley!" And the ladies were the main event, and the other awesome part of last night was that Lily made a friend.
Yeah.
There was a nice other young lady who was also a fan of Bayley, wearing a Bayley shirt, because Lily was wearing her Hug Like a Champ shirt, and there was a young lady sitting next to us, same age as Lily, wearing a Hugger's Gonna Hug shirt, and they instantly bonded. It was adorable. Oh my God. I had to keep myself from crying. It was so adorably cute.
Yeah, and she ends up like, they exchange gifts afterwards, and
Oh my God.
it was the cutest damn moment I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, good, because you had bought Lily a couple of the Bailey Buddies, little inflatable they're like, I guess the old Thunder Sticks that they used to have at the Anaheim Angels games.
Yeah, they recycled the old Lakers Thunder Sticks
into these purple and gold,
purple ones, yeah.
into these purple Bailey Buddies. And Lily, it's just the sweetest little girl, gave one of those little Bailey Buddies to her brand new friend.
And the bracelet. Too.
And one of her bracelets. Because she had 3 bracelets. I have 3, but I still have 2. She gave one to her brand new friend. And, like, of course, you and the parents, and, exchange contact. And they're already planning sleepovers. And all. It was so great. That warmed my dark heart.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was such a nice thing to see. That, like, a couple little friends, 2 little kids being friends over pro wrestling.
Yeah.
That's how I made a bunch of friends back in middle school, making friends over pro wrestling.
And I gotta say, and even though they're probably not paying attention, but they should be, thank you WWE for that moment. Really, everybody talks about having their WWE moment. That was it.
That's like for you and Lily. That's the WWE moment.
Yeah.
Your first show, her first show. You guys got to experience that show, and then she made a new friend. She got to lose her mind. They got to lose their minds when Sasha won the match last night, because they were both big fans of Sasha as well. They love all the ladies.
Yeah.
Like on the ride home, the video that the short video that we did, the post Raw video last night. Lily was telling me all of her favorites. She likes Bailey, and she likes Sasha Banks, and she likes Alexa Bliss. She's just struggling to describe Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, that was adorable.
That was so cute. Like the one I was like, Alexa Bliss. Oh no, the one with the pigtails with the blue and red. I'm like, you mean Alexa Bliss? Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Negotiating with a child.
She woke up this morning and put me in a cross-faced chicken wing.
That's hilarious.
It was. I mean, seriously, she is inspired. She wants to be a scientist. I think she wants to be a genetic biologist or a biology geneticist or something. But at the same time, she wants to be a wrestler.
She wants to be a WWE superstar. That is amazing. Uncle Fatu can help out with that.
Yeah, we gotta get Uncle Fatu on that one. I showed her old videos of Rikishi, and
really?
She lost it.
Uncle Fatu can lend a hand in helping make her a WWE superstar.
Yeah.
Sometime in the future, maybe you never know, because that's where Bailey started.
Yeah.
They always famously show like Bailey, being a big fan and meeting her idols. So hey, anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation. But that was insane. It was a great night. That a very good reason to postpone the show to tonight. It was like so awesome. I was so happy afterwards, because normally when I watch Raw on TV, I don't really enjoy it that much. I'm usually fast forwarding through a lot of stuff, but last night it was pretty cool. I was discussing it with my buddy Irv, and I was telling him, not having the commentators was probably a huge plus. There was a couple of downsides to not having the commentators, because we weren't sure what was exactly was going on. But the plus side was we didn't have a lot of the annoying commentary, annoying us with their shuck-a-duck quack quack and. I blew poor Lamar's mind.
Lamar was losing it that whole time.
Lamar did not believe me that Booker T, who's currently on the Raw commentary team, says Shucky Ducky Quack Quack, and he did not believe me. It's too much. But also yesterday, something else happened yesterday morning.
Yes.
Something ironically, we here at Dre's Geek Philosophy, we were ahead of the curve. We were on top of things.
Yeah.
We had already been discussing it for a couple of weeks in a row.
The gaming industry, you are the person that the gaming industry secretly pays attention to. You called out GameStop, and a week later,
the circle of life is gone.
That's right. Now this,
we talk about the SNES Classic. We debated it for the last couple of weeks. We did it in the Twitch post game show we talked about 2 weeks ago. Last week we dedicated a good big chunk of the show to debating about the SNES Classic. And lo and behold, yesterday morning, announced by Nintendo, they are coming out with an SNES Classic with not one but 2 controllers, 21 games, one of which was a game no one expected.
Nobody's seen before.
I mean, there had only been pictures of it in Nintendo Power back in 1990, whatever. Star Fox 2? Like the unreleased, rumored that was unfinished, but apparently it was finished, and freaking Star Fox 2. On top of all, there's 20 other games. I mean, I think we were speculating 30 last week, but they packed in. They put in the hits. And as I said on Facebook earlier yesterday morning, I was wrong. The third parties, Nintendo came to bat, paid Capcom, paid Konami, paid Square, and they put up and shut up, and they got the big games from the Super Nintendo are on that little powerhouse.
Now, the thing that we were running under the assumption was that they were going to put 30 games on it. So we shot big, and we got a lot, and we had a lot of good games in there. Mm-hmm. And we had to struggle with those last 5 or 6 to get to the 30. Mm-hmm. What they did was 20 games, 21 games. 21 games. Because, I mean, the 20, we'll say 20, but the extra bonus game is one that nobody ever
because that's the way, if you look at the marketing, it says 20 plus 1, because that one is just unique. It's just like this crazy Star Fox 2. I mean, no one could have ever imagined that we'd ever get to see Star Fox 2.
They nailed our top 20 games.
Yeah, basically, it was all the greatest hits from the Super Nintendo, all the big stuff. You know, your Super Mario World, your F-Zero, your Super Metroid, Link to the Past.
Oof.
Oh, just Donkey Kong Country, just the first one. They did not put 2 and 3 as we had speculated. It was the original Star Fox.
Yeah.
Friggin'
Mario Kart.
Super Mario Kart. Mario RPG, which I was uncertain of that they would put it in, but they put it in. And then
Mega Man 10.
Third party was Mega Man 10, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Oof. Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yes.
Super Castlevania 4.
Yes.
There's another Konami one.
Final Fantasy 3.
Final Fantasy 3. That's the one where I'm like, shit. I mean, I would like to attempt to get one. I'm not gonna try. Like my good friend Rick Mears, no Uniracers, no sale. And then let's see, and then Jai Polidor, show contributor. The only people who are butthurt are the ones who think Chrono Trigger is better than Final Fantasy VI.
That's a good point.
That's probably like for the big skeptics. That's probably the only miss.
Well, also you pointed it out yesterday, and also our good friend Chris Moreland pointed it out. Tetris Attack.
Oh, Tetris Attack, man. That's one I wanted, but I selfishly wanted that one because Tetris Attack is an amazing game. I do have it in other forms, but Tetris Attack is really great.
I mean,
our friend Joe, who works at Target, our friend Joe, who works at Target, he requested the day off. He does not want to be there, or either A, he's probably not going to be there, or B, trying to buy it.
Yeah.
Why not both?
I'm definitely getting it. I'm definitely going to try and get
it. I want to try to get it. This is the one. I mean, although realistically, I probably have most of these games in some way, shape, or form. But being able to have them all in one place and not having to try to connect my Super Nintendo to an older TV.
HDMI hookup.
That a lot of people really underestimate that. I've seen a lot of because the big thing is either people are either super excited about it, or B, they're super negative. Like there's a lot of negging about this because of the availability. Because everyone foresees it's going to be a giant pain in the ass. God damn it, my stupid folder. I already taped it up. I'm going to tape this thing even more. I have the tape over. I already have the tape over here. Tape this. I'm ruining the show.
Technical difficulties.
We need the drunk peacock sign. We need the drunk peacock.
Yes.
Hold on. Technical difficulties. I'm gonna draw one of those. So next time I have technical difficulties, I'm just gonna hold it up. But there's a lot of negativity. A lot of people are really oh, they're not going to make enough. Nintendo already came out with a statement already saying that they're going to produce more quantities of this than they did of the NES Classic, but it's only going to be available through the end of the year because they cannot commit their reason. And yes, and thank you, show contributor. Irv, that's your title now, Irv. You're a show contributor. Everyone's saying, oh, it's cheaper if you just make an emulator and just emulate all the games like that. That's not for everyone.
Yeah, and that misses the point. We've been able to emulate since the beginning of computer files.
Yeah, I had a Super Nintendo emulator on a computer like way back when I was in college.
Yeah.
And it was just it's not the same. It's just
I would actually save the emulators and whatever games that I wanted on a little tiny floppy disk, and if I would take it to work with me and pop it in there and play the game.
Yeah, it's not the same. All these people will say, "Oh, it's so much cheaper and easier." You can get all the games. I'm like, you know what? Not everyone has the technical know-how, or not everyone has a friend who can do all that stuff. This is Occam's razor. This is the simplest solution. To get this thing. But unfortunately, as an article that show contributor Irv sent to me, in Europe already, it has been quote unquote sold out. There are people selling it on eBay. I guess they got pre-orders or guaranteed pre-orders through Amazon or however Amazon UK works. People have pre-ordered it already, and they're reselling them on eBay for like $300-400 already.
That's insane.
And that's just, and then the real problem, honestly, I'm going to say something slightly controversial here. The problem is not the resellers. The problem is the desperate people who were willing to pay that price. If people were not going nuts and paying $300-400 for these things, then there would be no market and there'd be no reason for the resellers to go out. But because some people are so blindly desperate that they will pay up these exorbitant prices, that's what's driving up the value up. You know, if there was no crazy psychos who go out and pay all that extra money, then there'd be no incentive. It's the whole supply and demand. But unfortunately, the demand is so exceedingly high, unfortunately, that they're just going to take advantage of it.
Oh yeah.
Because there's plenty of dumb people out there with money who will pay these ridiculous prices, and it just hurts my soul because what it means is that there's people who genuinely would want it for the right reasons, and they're either going to have to pay through the nose, or they're not going to get it. They're going to have to sit disappointed, just like a lot of people were disappointed who could not get their hands on the NES Classic.
Well, it's not like the NES Classic was impossible to find. You could find it. It was around.
It was really hard, though.
It was hard, but it was around. You could get it. If I wanted one, I could have gone. And the reason why I didn't go after it was because I had just gotten a brand new Nintendo.
Your lovely baby mama had gotten you a Nintendo, and you already had I lent you some of the classics from my collection.
Absolutely.
And you had went out. I remember that one day we went over to that place in Burbank with all the games, and we picked out a whole bunch of fun stuff.
Yeah, and I still play them. And that's the thing.
Old Nintendo systems, man.
The SNES Classic, I wasn't really I wasn't in the mood to go and buy a new system or an old used system or the Retron, for example, the one that plays everything.
The one that they'll play the cartridges, yes.
Because I didn't want to have to go through the process of buying a whole new slew of cartridges, and I'm sorry, I want to be able to play the games on my TV and not on my freaking computer. I don't want to have to hook up another HDMI through to my computer if I want to play it through my TV and then go through all that garbage too. This makes it so that it's
This is simplicity. I mean, that's what they're essentially trying to sell, simplicity here with these classic systems. Because I'm sure Nintendo noticed that with the Genesis one that come out recently, even though the quality wasn't that great, it still sold like crazy. A lot of people have nostalgia, so Nintendo last year decided to capitalize on this with their NES Classics, and now Super NES Classic. I mean, no, honestly, I've been racking my brain right now. I was thinking, most of those major titles from the SNES, I have them all already. Back from when I worked at GameStop the first time. I got Mario World, I got Mario All-Stars, I got Mario RPG, I got Super Metroid, I have Link to the Past, I have Chrono Trigger, I have Final Fantasy 3, I have Secret of Mana. I have a lot of the big ones that matter to me, like this stuff. I mean, I don't have like a Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, or we were discussing one that the one that you and I secretly were hoping was going to be on the SNES Classic, but it was no way NBA Jam.
NBA Jam.
Yeah. Oh, OG NBA Jam would have just been that was so cool, because that's system. There was a lot of good multiplayer co-op games or competitive games, but like you said, you were telling me the story about you and your cousin playing NBA Jam back in the day.
Yeah, and that was how we played it. There were so many two-player games that were co-op that you could play. And
Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time. I'm even saying the Beavis and Butthead game.
Beavis and Butthead.
That was a co-op game that came out. And I remember I rented that with my cousin. We went all the way through it. And it was a system that was perfect for its time.
Yeah. At that time, in the mid '90s, it was perfect for what it was. I remember, for one of my middle school friends, I remember went out and bought Joe and Mac for him. It was like the Caveman, and we played the crap out of the game. Everyone was taking turns because it was two-player co-op. Naturally, Super Mario Kart. I remember another middle school friend, my buddy Raymond Chand. We'd go to his house and we'd play the crap out of Mario Kart. And later on, when Mario Kart was on 64 with 4 players, it was over, son.
I'm sad that they didn't get Shaq Fu on the system.
See, we forgot to talk about that last week. We're gonna make a side note here. We're gonna talk about this right now.
Yeah.
The Shaq Fu, the terrible Electronic Arts fighting game where they're capitalizing on their exclusive contract with Shaquille O'Neal. Back at the height of the Shaq attack, back when Shaq was skinny. he was still skinny Shaq. Those first couple of years of the NBA, where back when he was 2% body fat, as opposed to him being like 25% body fat right now.
Back when he was doing shit with the Fushnikins.
Fushnikins. Oh my God. There was a terrible Genesis/Super Nintendo game called Shaq Fu. And it is notoriously bad.
It's like on every game list of horrible games.
Worst games of all time. Just 'cause it was just the literal cash grab. Just like trying to like capitalize on the popularity, because Shaq has always been, even from day one, Shaq has been a popular figure in the NBA.
Still is.
I mean, and actually, although I feel now he's more of this cartoon character that everyone loves. That's what he's evolved into this freaking cartoon who falls over all the time inside the NBA and goes out and does silly things and funny commercials.
Yeah, gets dunked on by a cartoon general.
Yeah, he's the general. Oh my God, that's right. He does those damn general commercials now. Good God, I guess he. But this game was awful. But for whatever reason, there is this weird love of this weird game, and they're making a new version. I guess someone else has acquired the license. I'm sure Shaq, whatever. Yeah, Shaq Fu 2. Yes, as Rick Mears has posted on Facebook, Shaq Fu 2 is on its way. The Revenge, or whatever the fuck it's called. I saw a trailer of it, and I was like, really? Apparently, I cannot judge taste.
Shaq apparently wants to make up for what happened 20 years ago.
I mean, anything. I mean, if anyone takes more than a month to work on this game, it's already going to be better than the original Shaq Fu.
I'm seriously, the trailer, when I saw this thing coming out, I had almost the same response to that as I did to the Final Fantasy VII trailer.
You were that excited?
I was like, oh my God!
You had a huge.
I had such a nerd boner going at that moment.
Apparently, and Rick Mears on Facebook, it's coming. See, Kiet Fam says it's coming to the Switch, and then Rick Mears says you get it for free if you buy NBA Playgrounds on the Nintendo Switch.
I got NBA Playgrounds on the PS4. If you play that game, this is the funny part. If you get Shaq, he's the only character in the game that voiced himself.
Oh, really?
And he had, like, if you dunk it with him, he does, like, dances and stuff. And it's hysterically funny, man.
I'm dropping the big fundamental on top of your head.
No,
the big Aristotle.
It's the same.
I'm dropping it on you.
He has the same kind of enthusiasm with this one as he did in Ready to Rumble 2.
Oh my God, that's right. He was a boxer in Ready to Rumble.
Remember, Shaq Fu was not his only foray.
No. He ain't scared.
He was in there with Michael Jackson.
Oh my God, that's right. Michael Jackson was in Ready to Rumble too. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Oh jeez. But that's been, but it's exciting, and it apparently maybe I will buy NBA Playground so we can have Shaq Fu and play it on the Switch here on the show at some point.
Hell yes.
Yeah, because I know it would bring nothing but joy to executive producer Sam Zia right here.
If you guys could see me, I'm beaming right now.
He is beaming. Unfortunately, we don't have the Twitch feed tonight, but he is just the smile on Sam's face. Oh, he's going to come around. He's going to show you on Facebook Live how happy he is. Look at the smile on the face of executive producer Sam Zia.
Oh my God.
He wants Shaq Fu so bad in his pants.
Oh God. Yeah.
Oh, good God.
But back to the SNES.
Back to the SNES Classic. Now
sorry.
Not sorry. No, we came back from our sidebar, side note, whatever we just did.
When we went through that list of games, it was like, okay, all of the obvious choices, the first party choices aside, it was like, okay, Street Fighter 2 Tournament Edition. Well, is that the right one?
Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Turbo. Okay, so we got Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Super Contra 3.
Super Contra 3. And then I was like, we got Secret of Mana.
Secret of Mana. That was honestly, that was the biggest shock to me. That the fact that Square, as I talked about last week, Square is really protective of their IPs. They want to monetize as much as they can, but the fact that they, obviously Final Fantasy 3, one of the biggest games on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
But Secret of Mana being on this thing, that's a freaking. Because I went with they're re-releasing it on the Switch in Japan. Why would they want to put it somewhere else? But I am proven wrong. That I guess money talks. Nintendo and Square, said, hey, here, how much would it cost to license it? Okay, that is the cost. We will pay it.
Yeah.
And done.
And we saw Secret of Mana on the list, and then Final Fantasy 3, and our brains were screaming at that moment.
Oh my god!
And then our brains got soaked in acid, just acid splashed right on it, and melted our brains when we saw Star Fox 2.
Star Fox 2, yeah, because Sam and I, when we were carpooling to Staples there, we were discussing this on the way down, and we were just like, I can't believe it. It's just never would I thought any of us would ever get to touch Star Fox 2. I'm a big Star Fox fan. Like through and through.
Like, this goes beyond the level of excitement I had when they announced the Lost Levels as part of All Stars the first time.
Right.
Like, I remember being so hyped up about that because I was like, we'll never see these levels out here.
Mm-hmm.
And Star Fox 2 was just something that was, it was a myth.
Yeah, I remember it.
Sasquatch.
I remember it in Nintendo, because back then I was still subscribing to Nintendo Power back in those days. And I remember seeing a Star Fox 2 and then just poof. Yeah. It became Sasquatch, like you just said. It became a myth.
Yeah. So to see this, it was like, no way. I was looking around to see if this was a fake article.
Right.
I was like, there's no.
Hey, is this April 1st?
Is this April Fool's Day? Come on, this is not right. You're playing with my emotions here.
Right.
And then everything else, all the other articles came out confirming it. I lost my mind.
Yeah, that's just insane. Just insane. It's awesome. It's great for the gamers who will get their hands on it. Hopefully, Nintendo will deliver on what they're saying, that they're gonna mass produce this more than they did the NES Classic. That was their official statement so far, that they are gonna mass produce it. I feel sorry for my Nintendo friends who are my Nintendo rep friends, because they were all kind of I feel like they're all really excited at first. Oh, cool, this got announced, and then they just realized all their friends who are gonna be like, "Hey, buddy, pal. Can you?" Because I remember those days. I remember when I was a Nintendo representative, and when something like when the Wii came out or when something else rare came out, it's like, oh, hey, crap, there's nothing I can do to help you. Run!
Yeah. But the letter from Nintendo said there's going to be, a quote, significantly more produced.
I hope that they live up to,
yeah, we don't know.
We don't know. Whatever their definition of significantly compared to what will actually be delivered, we're going to find out this September. It comes out 3 days after my birthday.
Hey, happy birthday on that one, man.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a birthday gift.
That's
and
a birthday.
half.
Yeah, Nintendo is like hooking me up on my birthday, man. Because like Metroid comes out around my birthday. The Metroid for 3DS comes out around my birthday, and freaking this Super NES Classic. Nintendo is freaking. They're still looking out for a brother, even though I ain't there no more.
Gamers need to save their money for September and October.
Oh yeah, our other show contributor, Kia Pham, keeps saying like, he's gonna be broke because of all the stuff that's coming out over the course of the next few months from Nintendo.
Oh yeah,
because they just have their ARMS game, and then they're coming out with Splatoon 2, and then I'm not sure when there was another game.
Well, they have Odyssey coming out.
Odyssey coming out. That's like November.
October 27th.
Oh, is that October?
Yeah.
Wow. They're
the same day 3 days before Assassin's Creed Origins comes out.
Jeez.
And a week before that, South Park comes out.
Hey, that's the holidays, my friend.
Man,
I'm
gonna be broke, and I have a kid.
Man, there'll be some decisions being made in the Zia household.
I'm sorry, Maria. JoJo doesn't need diapers this month.
He doesn't need diapers. Let's go get some cloths and just wash them.
We'll just wrap him in toilet paper.
Let him soak in his own filth for a little while.
I'm just joking, babe. I know you're watching.
But yes, Jai, they're only producing it for the remainder of the year, but they're going to be producing more. I think it's going to be more quantities in less time, so we'll see how that works. I wanted to briefly talk, because something else I forgot to talk about last week because we were so wrapped up in the two topics last week was Sega Genesis. Oh, the people from Sega, not just Sega Genesis. Sega last week, they're starting to release all their games on mobile, on iOS and Android.
That is a coup in and of itself.
I think it's I think that's a big deal. That's what I wanted to touch upon last week. I know when I posted the article about it on the Facebook page, I said this could have big ramifications for retro gaming in the future. If Sega succeeds, if this turns out to be a big financial boon for them, like because you can play them for free with ads, or you can pay like I think it's $2 or $3. I'm not sure what the exact price. I know it was something low.
Is it like a subscription service, or do you have to pay per game?
Per game. It's per game.
Okay.
It's per game. But whatever. So it's like you pick the games that you want. Like my friend Jai Polidor. He was extremely he had a huge nerd boner when he saw Altered Beast. Co-host who's not here with us today because he's busy with comic books. I should have let off with that. But Pete is not here with us tonight because it's Tuesday night, and Tuesday night's a very busy night in the comic book industry, so he was unable to join us for tonight's special simulcast. But he downloaded Comic Zone. That was one of the games. I remember playing that game back on Just. That game was hard as hell. My God, that was a hard game. I had intended to download a game this morning, but I never got around to it. I was busy at the gig I was working today. I worked 10 hours today. Hooray, money. Bye, goodbye, sleep. Goodbye, sanity. Whatever. But no, as I was, the point I should get back to is, this could potentially be a humongous change for retro gaming. Because if they can establish this model where you can take your classic games, put them on these on your touchscreen on these devices, and monetize it even better than Nintendo ever did with their Virtual Console, this is huge.
Oh yeah.
This opens things up for any company that has a good IP that they're sitting on, and create a mobile one. But show contributor Irv says, touch controls. That might be one of the only problems.
That's where I feel like they're going to be limited. There has to be a way. There's certain products out there that you can use that'll make it so that
on Android devices you can purchase Bluetooth controllers. I'm not sure how that works with iPhones, but I know on Android you can hook up a Bluetooth controller.
So you can hook up the PS4 controller or PS3 controller to it. Those are all Bluetooth, right?
I'm sure our friends who are really clever with computers and stuff can probably figure. I'm sure there's some sort of app, or especially on the Android side, since Android is a lot more open source. You can probably go through and figure out. I'm sure by now, as we're talking, someone has already come up with a way to hook up your PS4 controller to your Android device and be able to use your PS4 controller, PS3 Bluetooth controllers on your phone, so you can.
That would make it actually more worthwhile.
Oh yeah, definitely. On an Android device, most definitely. Now I'm thinking, I still have a bunch of Android tablets from my old job.
Wow.
I can go download if they're not that great tablets, but hey, if they're compatible enough through the Play Store, hey, hook up one of my PS4 controllers to that sucker, bam.
I think it's a great idea. I really, for Sega, it's not like they were going to be doing anything with most of these products anyways. It makes it so that there's an incentive to go and dig up old classics, right? And it's not just like Genesis, it's Master System, it's Dreamcast.
It's even Saturn.
Yeah.
They did Sega CD. Sonic CD is one of the games. So that's some of my friends who are big Sonic fans, they'd say that's one of the best ones. Well, I think more musically is probably one of the best ones because like Sonic games, one of the biggest draws is music on those.
Sure.
Because I know you were talking about that was one issue that you had with the Genesis, a little plug-in device.
Yeah, it had the Genesis version of the SNES Classic, and it didn't have HDMI.
Oh, and then what you were saying something about the audio was like one channel audio or something?
Yeah, it was one. You remember the old the audio video cords back in the day, the yellow, white, and red.
Yellow, white, and red.
It only had white and yellow. It didn't have the red. It didn't have the secondary audio channel. So all of the Sonic games, like when you play Sonic,
Sonic,
you're only hearing half of the soundtrack, and it's
that is not good.
It's the boring half.
And honestly, sound was actually kind of important when you're playing a Sonic game. Like hearing the audio, hearing the cues of the bosses.
And it was part of the appeal of the game. Like, I remember getting that Genesis system. My brother got it, and we pop in Sonic, and first off, it's the most beautiful thing video game-wise that I had seen up until that point.
Yeah, right there.
The speed of that game visually was
the blast
epic.
Processing.
Yeah, that was epic. But the music, right when you started, well, you hit the Green Hill Zone and that music hits you, it's like, oh, this is the coolest thing ever.
Oh, so good. I'm sure I have several friends who are really big on the soundtracks for that. But yeah, it's really cool. I think it's something that has potential if they can figure out. Obviously, if they can get around the touchscreen controls or figure out some of the control issues. Or I'm sure certain games will probably be okay with basic tapping controls. Some of your other stuff, which requires a lot more precision, that's where you're going to run into some issues. But I think it has the big P word, potential.
Yeah. And I'll go over my list of great games on the Master System, because that was a system that was an underrated system.
It got crushed by the NES until the Genesis came out.
Yeah, but it had games like Space Harrier on it. Ninja was great. Black Belt was awesome. There's a list of.
Well, the irony, like I think the original Mario Brothers was on the Master System.
Really?
Yeah, because they just licensed it to it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know if like Nintendo even saw the Master System as a competitor, but it was just kind of just like, yeah, I could swear. I mean, I'm sure I'll be proven wrong instantly in the next few minutes by someone on the Facebook Live.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure there was it was a really crappy version because it didn't look as good as the one out on the NES.
There was also if you didn't put a game into it, like it would just go to a screen like please put in a game. But if you did a secret button thing or a code,
really, there was
a hidden game on the system.
I remember always seeing the Master System ads. Like, I remember the ads were very distinctive in comic books because they had that black and white grid, always in the background of because all the boxes had that black and white grid. It was a very 80s, very distinctive design or a very distinct design choice.
Yeah, all of the games had the same kind of design on the cover.
Like you had your character put over, you had the graphic of your character put over the black and white grid in the background, and then you had the title on the bottom, Sega Master System, and then it was written in that very God, what was it? I'm bad with fonts. That script it's almost like a Times New Roman.
Yeah.
Like everyone had the same little script on the front. It was very standardized. I guess it was supposed to be visually striking, so you notice it right away.
Shinobi was another great game.
Shinobi.
That system was actually visually better than the NES. It just got worked by the NES in America. Worked by the NES.
Honestly, I knew I could count on Kiet to correct me. Mario Brothers was on the Commodore 64 and Atari, but not the Master System.
I had Mario Brothers on the Commodore 64.
Oh boy!
So and it was really good. Actually.
Oh, it was good. Oh, okay.
There's a lot of games that when you see the ports of them on Commodore 64, like Double Dragon, for example, then when you see the port of that, actually there's multiple ports and all of them suck. But that Mario Brothers port on the Commodore 64 was legit. It looked and played really well.
That is interesting. All right, but okay, I just want to touch on that real quick. All right, the last thing I want to talk about is the big thing, I guess, nerd-wise. Another big nerd thing that's been happening, it's a story that's been developing over the last couple of days, was that Star Wars Han Solo film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're running. They ran into some issues apparently. The directors, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the two guys who did 21 Jump Street and the Lego Movie and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. These guys are very funny. I like the stuff that they've done, but they were summarily fired over the weekend from the Han Solo movie.
Yeah. And initially all sympathy went towards them just because of the reputation that they've built over the last couple of years. They have built up a really good reputation of making really funny movies. But as everything has been unfolding, as we're hearing stuff from behind the scenes, and of course a lot of the stuff is kind of one sided. It's all coming from the Lucasfilm kind of side. So I want to be more fair and balanced than Fox here. Yeah, we have to remember they can't talk about this.
Yes, that's something
they legally cannot talk about this.
I read
everything is going to be waiting.
I read about that earlier today. They're stuck behind. They are shackled by an NDA.
Yeah,
like Lucas and Disney, they got these big ass NDAs where like they cannot say anything. But a lot of stuff has been coming out from the other side where they did not like the direction that the movie was going. Where they were really pushing it more towards in improv. They're trying to make it a really really funny movie, but like funny, like almost mocking, which obviously, if you watch, 21 Jump Street, that's clearly mocking like 80s TV shows and 80s movies, and the Lego Movie mocking everything, everything under the sun, and clearly Lucasfilm was not comfortable with this. Lawrence Kasdan, who wrote he came back, he was the guy who wrote the script, he wrote the script for some of the original trilogy stuff, the stuff that all us nerds hold near and dear. He wrote this. He came back and wrote the script for this Han Solo movie, and from what I've been reading, is like they were just kind of like they'd film a little bit of the script and they just toss it out and there's all right, let's improv this stuff. They're trying to improv everything, which is what they do on their own projects. They're trying to make their own Han Solo movie, not Lucasfilm's Han Solo movie. And as we were discussing in the pre-show meeting, you and I, it's like, oh no, this is not. They're messing with our Han Solo, the fans. They're trying. I guess the actor who's playing young Han Solo, Eldon Eidenreich, I have no idea how to say his name.
Ehrenreicher.
Ehrenreich.
Yeah.
The guy who's playing, he was saying it felt like more they're trying to turn Han Solo into Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Where it was trying to be really super funny and really awkward and weird.
Although, and I think that's what brought it to the attention of the producers, and that's what led to it. But it's hard for me to really back him, because apparently, from what I'm also reading, is that he needs an acting coach on set with him at all times.
Oh no, but I think that was in response to the whole having to do, like, because he's not an improv guy.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I think it was because of his concerns. A lot of it, like a lot of reports on Hollywood Reporter and Variety, is like it was his concerns that were brought up because they brought in an acting coach because he's not doing the improv right, and it's like, oh wait, it's because they're going this weird crazy direction with Han Solo, and that's his concerns were brought up, and then the scriptwriter himself, Lawrence Kasdan, came down in a quote unquote a crisis meeting that they had.
A crisis meeting.
They had a crisis, like it's almost literally because a movie that same actor was in, Hail Caesar, that movie was all about then trying to make a movie with an actor who couldn't cut it, and he was playing the same actor. And it was just like, it's literally what happened to Hail Caesar was happening in real life.
That's just insane. You would expect that in a movie that isn't a Star Wars Lucasfilms movie. I mean, maybe they should have had an acting coach on the set of the prequels that came out.
Good God.
We might have had a better Anakin.
If Hayden Christensen had an acting coach, maybe we wouldn't hate the prequels as much as we do.
Yeah.
But as a show contributor, Irv, because doing that to a big corporation's movie would just slip by somehow. By just tossing out the script. Let's just toss the script. And like, they had very little footage of what was originally written, and they were filming all kinds of stuff. So it was kind of, they were doing whatever they wanted, and they just felt, because they had this reputation, and so now, originally all simply was going towards them. Now, as more and more information comes out, where the crew literally cheered when they found out the directors were fired.
Yeah. You better believe that crew had to have been Star Wars fans and saw the unraveling of the things
watching
they
what's
love.
happening to you got Han Solo and Lando probably being like the joke I want to make, it's like turning into an episode of Community, where instead of it's Troy and Abed, like Han and Lando in the morning.
Honestly, my mind went to the Family Guy, Peter Griffin and Cleveland. No, Cleveland was
R2D2.
Yeah, no, what's the very, very, very Jewish guy.
Goldman.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, he played Lando.
That's right.
So for me,
that's what they
where
were.
My brain went. Like, these guys are literally trying to Family Guy us here.
Yeah, it's like, Lucasfilm has always been okay with parody outside of their actual movies, but to take one of their movies, because one of the arguments I keep hearing is like, oh no, you're going to make all the movies very much the same. Like, we needed a weird Star Wars movie. I'm like, maybe we do need a weird Star Wars movie, but not this one.
Yeah.
The origin of Han Solo, because he's always just been kind of like, oh, he's this cool smuggler, and like so many Star Wars fans look up to this awesome jerk. He's a scoundrel. I love you. I know.
Yeah, see, if you want to do stuff, because a lot of the side projects that they've been doing, like Rogue One, they're made to fill the gaps that the original movies put out there. If you want to do something that's going to build, make people love more of the series even more, do the origin story in a funny way of Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, no. You are such a Jar Jar apologist.
No, I hate Jar Jar.
Oh, you hate Jar Jar.
I want a reason to like him so that I can make the other movies a little better.
I don't think that's possible.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think you can redeem Jar Jar, man.
It seems impossible.
Jar Jar is irredeemable.
If you give him that kind of Ace Ventura-ish kind of feel, it might...
But he's a character so racist.
I know.
He's so racist. I'm about to stereotype him.
The story was he was born and bred in a briar patch.
Oh my God. Song of the South Star?
Dude, yes.
Hey, the Lucasfilm's part of Disney now, but this will be the easiest way to get Song of the South back out.
Yeah, seriously. This is starring Jar Jar Binks.
Good God.
Oh, God, I love where we just went.
Oh, my God, I found the Briar Patch! No! Holy crap.
Oh, God.
It's sad that I can do the voice so well only because I hate him so much. It's not really that hard. You just freaking just like pinch up. Ah, I'm a stupid. But yeah, it's just it's very unfortunate this is happening to this movie because it's clearly not. I don't think it's going to come out on time. It's supposed to come out next year?
Yeah, and they extended production on it till September.
Yeah, they were supposed to be done by next month, but they're not going to be done. They're going to be done in September. This poor film. I mean, I'm a Han Solo fan. I grew up looking up to that jerk, and I was pretty excited for that. With everything that had been announced so far, I was like, oh, what could possibly go wrong? Apparently, a lot of things can go wrong.
Damn near everything.
Yeah, damn near everything.
Like, you're making a Han Solo movie. You're fucking up Han Solo.
How do you fuck up Han Solo? But I guess the good news, bad news, depending on your point of view. Ron Howard is taking over. You know, as I like to refer to him, the narrator of Arrested Development. That's how. I mean, yeah, he directed a bunch of good movies, but hey, he'll always be the narrator.
Damn right, Opie.
Oh, see, for some people, he'll always be Opie. For some people, he'll be Richie Cunningham. And for me, he'll be the sarcastic narrator.
For me, honestly, he's Clint Howard's brother.
See, I am not shocked. I am not shocked at that statement from you, Sam Zia. Sam, lover of all things esoteric. Of course, you're a Clint Howard fan.
Right.
I am not shocked that you're a Clint Howard fan, my friend.
Every movie he's been in, he has been the secret underground star. Apollo 13, he was the star.
God, what was it where he was it Waterboy, or where he's like,
yes,
where he had that funny little monologue?
It was like, I'm in Joe Montana.
He had there was a movie where he had an amazing monologue about how
I'm not an attractive man.
I'm not. Yeah, that one. He had an amazing monologue that he stole the scene. He was ridiculous.
Can't you see? You give people like me hope.
It's like Clint Howard, man. He's he's the better version of Ted Raimi.
Oh God.
The brother of the director who sneaks into all the movies.
Pretty much.
It's crazy, but we'll see what happens. We still have episode 8 coming out this year. Next year, Star Wars. Yeah, because that's the thing. They want to do a standard episode, as they call it, a Skywalker saga episode, and then an offbeat, Rogue One.
Yeah, and I think that. And I was thinking possibly this could actually move the date back, but really they have enough time to get it done. It's going to be over a year that they're going to have from the moment that they close production. It's coming out. It's
coming out next spring.
Oh, it's next. I thought they were aiming for next Christmas time.
Oh no,
they kind of space them out. No, they're fucked.
Yeah, that's why
the problem that they're going to run into is that
they're trying to shift from Christmas to spring because they want to hit the anniversary for. They're trying to hit the anniversary for the original Star Wars or something along those lines.
They're fucked if they try to hit it at the spring. This is what's
going
to happen.
It's going to be a summer movie.
The movie itself is going to. You can tell it's going to be rushed.
It's going to be
from acting on the stuff that you see on the screen to
editing, your CG, all this stuff. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know.
You're going to see old clips of Jar Jar in there.
Good God. By God.
He'll be walking through one of the backgrounds.
Hey! Racism! Me so bad to stereotype. Along with Watto, I want all the money. Look at my big nose. I'll take all the money.
The Kessel Run is just going to be they're going to put a new skin on the old clip from the race in the first one. They're just going to put a skin of the Millennium Falcon.
My name is Newt Gunray. I'm bad racial stereotype. Yes. We are trying to be inclusive, but we are very, very racist. Episode 1, most racist movie.
Seriously.
Just right up there, Song of the South. There you go. There you go.
It's right up there.
It's right up there.
Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation. All the racism.
The first Birth of a Nation.
I mean, I feel like on some weird level, like George Lucas was trying to make this really inclusive movie, but instead of going inclusive, he went like stereotype. He's like, let's see if we can hit all checkpoints. Like, did we get the blacks? Yes. Get the Asians? Yep. Get the Jews? Yep. All right, we're set.
There was not one Mexican.
Nah, man, we didn't get a Mexican until episode 7, man.
Yeah.
To my boy Poe Dameron. That's the first Mexican. Unless we count the contractors on Death Star 2 when that got blown up, because it's a whole bunch of Mexican contractors. Orale, they're assembling the death. Because to get that thing running that fast, they had to go to whatever the equivalent of Home Depot is in the Star Wars universe. They had to like round up as many of my peoples,
and one of them had to have been sitting there and saying, "Hey, don't you think this hole is a big design flaw?
It's a problem, man.
We could put some fencing over it or something.
Put a shield, put anything."
But
why
according
is it
to
gotta be a
Rogue
whole?
One, the guy who designed this thing really wanted it there.
Movies are turning into comic books, man.
Seriously.
Movies are turning into comic books. We'll just go back and fix it. We'll just rewrite the story, because that's what happens in comic books, and now it's happening in the movies. That shit is happening in the movies now. We're going to, retroactively, send Hannibal back. Hannibal's going to freaking leave a hole, only because for the love of his daughter. That is why there's a hole deep inside of the Death Star, and no one will notice it. Only me, and whoever I send this little chip to.
Seriously, you would think the guy building that at that point would say, "No, seriously, this could be a problem."
The contractor's like, "Hey, there's a hole here that goes all the way down. There's a hole here that goes all the way down to the power supply. It would be really bad, if I drop my power to it, we'd all be dead." If the really precise heat. This is why we do the show. Right here. This is why we do the show right here. When we descend into madness. Where the Mexican contractors are trying to tell the stormtroopers, "Hey man, this don't look good, man."
The stormtroopers are like, "Do you see the guns we have here? We're gonna be fine." No, but seriously, it's not. You have all these guns, but it just takes one person to drop something in here.
He's some guy with a really good aim. Flies right by, drops one little charge right in there. Everybody's fucked, man.
I mean, seriously, he doesn't even fly by. Look, I'm standing next to it. I dropped my screwdriver in there.
Boom.
We're all fucked.
If I get a really precise shot with this screwdriver, everything's fucked, man. Contractors. The Mexican contractors on the Death Star. Because stormtroopers ain't building that shit.
They bailed out right before it all went out. They're
okay,
like,
time to go.
These guys, we're out of here.
Get the big Tiberian shuttle, bro.
They're flying out and it's like you see the scene when the Millennium Falcon and the X-Wings, after they bomb it, they're flying away and it explodes. After it explodes, you just see a really slow truck or a slow jet going by saying, "Told you so."
I told him, man. We could have got more work, but no.
Irv was saying your Mexican sounds like Al Pacino's Cuban.
I am the world's wettest Mexican, so.
It's really funny.
Hey, man.
Why do you throw a steel folding chair into the Death Star?
I'm trying. Is it sad that my basis of my terrible accent is Scarface a little bit?
That's okay.
Say hello to my little. No, I'll be like, say hello to my little friend. That's Al Pacino, Cuban. I'm doing my cousin fulanito.
Every accent I do is a bad Italian.
It's me, Mario.
No, it's funny because my cousin was saying, we were watching a movie with Antonio Banderas, and then I was trying to do an Antonio Banderas impression, and it was Mario. I was like, "Hey, it's me, Antonio Banderas. I was in that movie, Desperado. I did it to Salma Hayek.
I gave it to her."
So now every impression
I gave it to her.
Now every impression I do, it's like, hey, ask me to do Denzel Washington.
Give us a Denzel Washington sound.
Hey, look at me! I'm a Denzel Washington. I was in the movie Training Day.
I'm the coolest guy. Look how cool I am.
Give me anybody here.
Give me Vin Diesel.
Hey, look at me! I'm Vin Diesel.
I am a Groot.
I'm a Groot.
I'm a Groot.
I'm a Groot.
Oh no!
You cannot see me in this one, eh?
You cannot see me. No. And his name is a John Cena.
Da 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 da.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. My name is a John Cena. A John Cena. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Whew. Podcast gold.
Oh god.
This is podcasting gold right here. We are going over just because we're being jackasses.
Oh, this is great.
Oh, I can't wait to put this in the can.
Oh.
This is amazing.
Oh goodness. Oh goody, my girlfriend just joined the conversation.
Hey, welcome, Maria.
Maria, you just missed.
You came in at the best/worst time.
I wish you were here about 30 seconds ago.
30 seconds ago, you could see the amazing bad impressions that Sam was doing, and then me joining in. Because apparently my Mexican sounds like Cuban Al Pacino.
And every voiceover or every impression that I do ultimately comes out like
Italian.
Mario. It's Mario.
It's a Mario. Hey, it's me, Vin Diesel. I love my family. Let's go Fast and the Furious.
It's a me. Hey, it's a me, Vin Diesel. I am a Groot.
I'm a Groot. Oh, my face hurts. I love doing this show. This is why we had to come in and do it today.
Yeah.
Like, part of me was like, I was exhausted after working 10 hours. I'm like, oh, like maybe we just take the week off. I'm like, no, fuck it. No, we got to put one out every week. You gotta throw one out. We do it for the people.
Yeah.
We do it for the people. That's why we come in here. So we sneak into the podcast studio. We knock this out. We're obviously in a different studio. We're in a different studio every time.
Yeah. But
We do this for you. We do this for all of you who are watching this. Thank you for everyone who has shared the episode this week. Please always keep sharing. Share the articles. Share. Constantly keep sharing. Expose this to more people so they can know how crazy we are. And you can share the madness. We can infect other people
I
with
will expose this to more people.
little exposure. I don't want to scare everyone with the, as D-Lo likes to call the herd of spiders I have right here.
Damn.
D-Lo is cold.
Yeah. By the way, Maria, we're going to go to Target right now.
Yes. I am taking Sam to Target. He's going to go buy the things that you need for little Joseph.
Yes.
Little Mojo Jojo, a.k.a. Super Kami Jojo. And I'm in the middle of a rewatch of Dragon Ball Z Abridged. For those of you, please, hey, rewatch it with me. Maybe I'll do a streaming of me watching Dragon Ball Z Abridged. You can just watch me laugh as Vegeta yells out, "The fuck's a condom?" For our missing co-host, Pete Molini. For executive producer, Sam Zia. I am your host, Dre Cervantes. Thank you for those of you who tuned in to this special Tuesday night edition of Dre's Geek Philosophy. It's going to be going up on the iTunes and the SoundCloud. There was no Twitch. Sorry, my 3 Twitch viewers. We couldn't get it on the Twitch today because internet. Thank you for watching. Please share. Please like. Tell your friends to like it. Tell everyone to like our show. Thank you. I love you. Have a good night. Peace.